It seems like you're referring to a situation where Apple made changes or introduced features that weren't well received, possibly leading to a rollback or modification of those decisions. Apple, like many tech companies, occasionally makes changes that may not work out as expected, leading to criticism and sometimes retraction or adjustments. Here are some examples where Apple has rolled back or adjusted decisions. 1. The removal of the headphone jack. iPhone 7. Apple made headlines when they removed the 3.5mm headphone jack from the iPhone 7 in 2016. The decision was controversial, with many users upset by the change. Over time, some manufacturers adopted similar approaches, but many people still criticized Apple for pushing a change that didn't seem to add a significant benefit for users at that time. Rollback. In later years, Apple introduced USB-C adapters and wireless AirPods to soften the blow, but many still argue that Apple pushed this change too quickly. More recently, with the iPhone 15 series, Apple switched to USB-C, which further highlights how they pivoted away from proprietary ports. 2. App Store changes. Epic Games lawsuit. Apple faced backlash over its App Store policies, particularly with its 30% commission on app sales and in-app purchases. Developers, led by Epic Games, creator of Fortnite, challenged Apple's policies. Apple has had to adjust some of its rules after legal challenges, like allowing more flexibility for external payment links and reducing commissions for smaller developers. 3. iOS 8 Health App privacy issues. When Apple introduced the Health app in iOS 8, there was confusion and backlash over how it handled user data and privacy. People were concerned about how the app stored sensitive health data and its integration with third-party apps. Apple responded by refining privacy controls and introducing more transparency in later updates. 4. Apple Maps launch, 2012. When Apple launched its Maps app in 2012, it was riddled with inaccuracies and bugs. This was a major issue for users who had relied on Google Maps for years. As a result, Apple CEO Tim Cook issued an apology and promised improvements. The company worked on improving the Maps app, and over time it became a much more reliable service. 5. iOS 16 lock screen features. Initial criticism. The introduction of customizable lock screens in iOS 16 was initially met with mixed reactions. Some users didn't find it intuitive or useful. However, Apple made several tweaks and improvements through updates to address user feedback, showing its willingness to refine new features. 6. Mac Pro, 2013. Trashcan. Apple's 2013 Mac Pro, known as the trash can design, was criticized for being hard to upgrade, expensive, and not as powerful as some users had hoped. Apple eventually rolled back this design, introducing a new modular Mac Pro in 2019 that addressed many of the criticisms. In these cases and others, Apple has demonstrated a willingness to make adjustments when certain decisions are seen as unpopular or problematic. It's an ongoing process for tech companies to balance innovation with user feedback.